kids are exactly as delightful as before. And there's not too much more to say about them than that. Michael is now older, of course, only by about 1 year, but he might as well be a grown man compared to the rest of his main cast members. Every cast member returns except one. Lucy makes one final appearance with the Barney franchise as a whole in the 11th episode, The Exercise Circus. And with her having been gone all the way through then, it was great getting to see her again. Characters include Julie, Jason, and David, who all have some pretty good acting for their age. The awkwardness of last season, in terms of the crew getting to know each other and just being kids in general, is a lot less present this time around, and I like it a lot. The crew made great use of writing in little things that the kid actors make happening in real life, as a way of teaching the viewers about these occurrences that they may have to John David didn't need to wear glasses. As such, Sean was written in early on to mention that he needed glasses. Later on in the series, he just starts wearing them and would continue to do so for the rest of his run in the franchise. I love little things. Any little thing they could add to the show as a learning tool would be considered, and it's wonderful. Now, Barney. Oh boy, Barney. I didn't have too much to say last time, and for the most part, a lot of what I said still stands. His role always remains the same, and he's an absolute joy to see on screen, always. However, there were multiple times where I felt he himself was doing way too much. Barney's kiss gets a bit higher with this season. And with that being so, that also means that he's more excitable. And with that being so, his performance physically is through the roof. It's nothing short of impressive. Wesley and Joyner have nailed their connection, and the puppeting is near perfect. It just seems the performance itself can be overbearing at times. I found myself at different points out loud being like, all right, I get it. It's even at points where nothing is really happening at all. I love Mark, all around and always, and he is great in this series of episodes. But I wish he'd have turned it down just a little bit. That's all, just a little pinch, a little teeny bit. So, just a little teeny. On a brighter note, his personality is cemented the most here. The ad-libs have improved, and Joyner adds an amazing level of polish to different scenes. Some even to where you can tell a movement or dance was not scripted, but rather thrown in just at the right moment. It's wonderful, and in that aspect, Barney excels at doing what he always does, making the viewer smile.
Try Cascade Platinum Plus. It removes up to 100% of food residue, even in older dishwashers. Want mystery hair repair that doesn't cost $50? If you know it's Pantene.
On Booking.com, finding your perfect stay is frighteningly easy. From beachfront hotels to city apartments to haunted houses.
They should show this commercial on Halloween.
You can lose weight like a celebrity without being a celebrity. With new Trip, get it at GNC.
Let me say right off the bat that this season is an immediate improvement from its predecessor. I began watching only a few days after the spotlight would go live for Barney and Friends Season 1, and I saw the improvements right as Barney hopped on screen. One of my biggest complaints with the first season was the incohesive nature of many different episodes. This, of course, was heroic theme that carries throughout the entire runtime. As Barney and his friends learn about the season of autumn, different fall activities they can take part in.
Autumn, fall, autumn, fall,
Now, this isn't to say that this new series of episodes would be without its share of rough moments. In the episode My Favorite Things, Barney and friends talk about objects they hold close to them, such as Baby Bot's blankie and Kathy's teddy. However, after a while, things trail off. Barney invites a friend over, and they all listen to an unrelated story about shapes for a long time.
She won't come out still because no one has the color green. If you have on anything green, raise your little finger. Okay, they have on green and they stay the
It
middle.
was nice, but also, what did any of this have to do with the episode? These scattered theming episodes are still here, albeit few and far between. I thought it was fine, and ultimately there were also less instances of a song only loosely tied to the idea of the episode being thrown in. And for the most part, it didn't seem as if the show was reaching in order to fill that out for time. Some episodes also highlight a feeling I didn't really get from season 1. In the sense that when a guest appears, they focus on a legitimate person, rather than a loose character with a few lines. Save for Patty, of course. The episode Picture This is a big example of this.
I have a friend who loved to draw pictures when he was a little boy. He wanted to grow up to be an artist too. And you know what? He did grow up to be an artist. Would you like to meet him?
Barney brings in an artist named Tommy Capaldo to show the kids his artistic process. I was never hanging out with an either on the playground. That would be beyond me, but I mean, hey, imagination. He might not even be there. I don't know. As Tommy speaks about the book he illustrated, it's most likely scripted to a certain extent, but his way of speaking comes off as if it's all improv.
Tommy, when you were a little boy, did you like to draw the same things you do now?
The same things I draw now? Oh, yeah. I like to draw birds and animals and people, fairy tale princesses.
It's as if he's not going off of anything and talking about his work to a real class of children. It's so nice and comfy, and this alone makes Picture This one of my absolute favorite episodes. My only thing is, sometimes he brings people out and just don't even explain who they are or what they're known for or what they're gonna do. Like in the episode The Exercise Circus.
Well, hey everybody, look who's here. It's my good friend Joe Scruggs.
Like, okay, I had to look it up, alright? I'm sure he's a popular singer, or at least was in the 90s, so I guess with that in mind, there's gotta be some kids that would have recognized him, right? I guess, I don't know. But Barney doesn't introduce him as, it's Joe Scruggs. He's a great singer. He just says that Joe is his good friend. And it's like, that's nice, Barney, but we're after school waiting to get picked up by our parents in the playground, and this stranger just walked out the classroom. Didn't we literally have a song about strangers last season?
Talk to strangers. That's very good advice.
The wiggle in my knees.
I know he's gonna be a great guy, but that's just a man. Anyways. Season 2 has a ton of moments that stand out to me for a variety of reasons. There's a very clear focus on 3 big things that would be important from this point on. One of these is storytelling. Season 1 of the show mainly implemented this through the use of puppet shows the kids would put on. And that would return here as well, just not nearly as prevalent in this format. Instead, Barney would introduce the storybook and read it out loud with everyone. While I wasn't always a fan of just how long they could end up being a lot of the time, that's not a story about the owl. I'm looking at you. Oh my god, stop! We get a lot of story reading and storytelling throughout these episodes. It actually surprised me just how many times this would happen, and I don't blame them. With a character having a voice as soothing as Barney's could be, it makes sense that they took the most with it. Hearing him read to the kids makes it feel as though he was truly meant for it, making it more apparent what it would lead on to be at a time of Barney radio show for the following years. Another big thing is that the focus on family is also very prominent. BJ and Baby Bot have sweet scenes together, and even shared the sister song that debuted with Tina and Lucy prior. Grandparents Are Grand is hands down one of my favorite episodes, as it shows the family dynamic between both Derek and his granddad, and Kathy with her grandmother. The family dynamic being as strong as it is here is something I felt was noticeably absent in the past season. And and that I just adored the adults on screen. The third thing I made sure to put down was absolutely just the guests that would appear on the show. Every last person that showed up was a delight. They all felt so real and genuine, and in a way acted as a cool-down period for any and everything that had been happening before their arrival. I honestly can't choose a favorite guest appearance just because they were all so wonderful. No guest ever felt as though they overstayed their welcome, as they each had the perfect amount of screen time for what they'd be doing. Tommy and his illustrations, Joe Scruggs and his songs. I know I roasted the band for singing his song for too long, and I still stand by that. But the man was charming. Don't get it twisted. The grandparents, bless her heart, Ella Jenkins with her ukulele. Oh, I watched the finale featuring her appearance with her partner.